and gentlemen, welcome. I implore you to come visit my Carnival Freak Circus tent tonight. I guarantee you one thing. You'll only pay a nickel. And by a nickel, I mean half of a dime and half your life before we come and kill you. Kidding. Kidding. It's been a big week. I think a lot of people are going through a lot of things, especially the people who needed like EBT. They were very stressed out before the day before yesterday, or the day before. I don't know. I don't give a shit what day it is. I don't care. They're all the same. You know why they're all the same? They're not different until you feel different about your days. And unfortunately now, we don't have that privilege anymore. We give it up to our pedophile president and his pedophile friends. And I'm not even talking about Trump. I'm talking about all of them. All the presidents. We're all fucking kids. Lincoln only wanted to free the slaves because he fucked a 12-year-old slave. That's kind of my point. Like, I feel like we stress now on what's happening currently because of Jeffrey Epstein, the 20,000 pages of leaked, fun, as I would describe it. But what is it really? Is it fun? No, it's definitely fun. It's fun. It's fun. The fact that we have some orange-haired fucking fake tan retard leading us, and he was a better choice over a guy with dementia. Those were the choices last election. Could you imagine turning 18 last year, right? Your first time you could vote ever, and your two choices of people that you could vote for is a 80-year-old business guy or an 80-year-old guy who will literally lick his own legs because he thinks it's ice cream. Those are your choices. And anybody, and I sincerely hope not, there's anyone under the age of 25 listening to this right now, don't have kids. Don't bring them into this hell. Do you know what happens if you bring a kid into hell? They become a demon from hell. Because you brought them here. You chose that, you fat bitch. So take some accountability. A little bit. It's like when you walk around Fitchburg, which is a town I live in Massachusetts, in the summertime. You think you're going to stroll through downtown, have a nice little, a romantic summer stroll. But no, you get stabbed by a pregnant crackhead. Maybe you live. Hopefully you don't. So don't come here. Maybe don't come here. I think that you shouldn't come here. The crackheads here will take bubble gum and turn it into a condom just to rape you. They'll rape you with gum. And I don't even know if that's just like specific to my state. I think they'll do that in Illinois too. But like their gum is called yams or some shit like that. Because they're retards out there. Can we be honest? People from the Midwest are usually retarded. The Midwest is right above the Bible Belt, too far north to be a part of the East, and too far west to be part of the Southwest. Not enough south. You need a little bit more southern exposure. You need to put a little bit more corn in your tortillas, right? Those people don't put, they like, in the Midwest, they have like Bob Evans. It's just some like fat old guy who played a flute and like fingered little boys. And he's like, I want to sell mashed potatoes in a restaurant now. I think I did some good things. And that's the guy. Everybody, they all go to his restaurant over there. Like they have like the fact that these restaurants have wait times. A wait time. Excuse me, you should be waiting for me, not to put you in jail for playing a goddamn banjo and fingering your cousin. You should be in jail. I'm not ready to yell yet. We're only like 2 minutes or something like that in, or whatever. But in other news, there's been like a severe lack of suicide bombers this year. And it bothers me quite a bit. It does. Because when I was like a growing young boy, no, I was like 27, but I used to look at suicide bombings. That was like my alarm clock. That's how I set my alarms. When I needed to get up to go to work or school or, hang out with people, like I just immediately thought I needed to like put dynamite on my chest and get on a bus. A school bus if you really want maximum effort. I'm not telling you to go bomb buses. It's not even the point. It's not the point. It's not the point. The point is people get to these extremities of extremism. They're tipping the scales of their spectrum, and that's no good. Every great philosopher this planet has ever had, that has been documented, has explicitly talked about balance. Balance is something you can only obtain. I mean, if someone was born with that, then, Lord Pesci bless you. But at the end of the day, it's really not about that. It's about the actuality of it and balance, what it actually means to other people. You know what's a great balance? Remember Chris Hansen, To Catch a Predator? Him versus the guy that you worked at Domino's Pizza when you were 18 years old, who was 37 and wanted to fuck you. And you were a guy. Still predatorial. Gay as fuck too, but predatory. That's an imbalance. But it's also a balance. It rectifies how the world has become so imperfect that imbalance is actually the new balance. They made a shoe named after it. And you know who wears all the New Balances? Child molesters. The most imbalanced people on the planet. Am I wrong? You wearing some New Balances? Huh? Are you going to wear some? Probably not. We don't need to rectify that. But we have like the suicide bomber, and then we have the school shooter, and then we have the little young YNs, right? All dangerous people. Different facets of life. Now let's compare. Remember they used to do this shit? They had a show on, what was it, like the Man Channel, or Spike TV back in the day. Where they did like warrior comparisons, where they would like test their weapons. They'd be like, I bet my sword could cut through more people than yours could. And they'd have like these weird like chubby swordsmith come on and just like chop pigs up, and they're like, see, I did it, you can't do it, it's not good. And these guys would come on and they were dead serious. They loved this, and God bless them, they loved it. But my thing is out of all these people, including the YNs, a bunch of little like retarded black kids from the hood who take machine guns and configure how to turn them into like assault rifles essentially, and but they can't like spell their name. So you take those guys, the retards from the hood, who mostly happen to be little black kids. You take them, you put them against the school shooters, who are obviously well trained. I mean, these guys, that level of hatred. If you're gonna go, like, I never liked school. Never once have I ever been bullied enough in any capacity where I'm just like, yeah, like, I just gotta kill everybody in this building today, tomorrow. And I'll kill my dad too. Sweeten it off. A little sweet and low. Give him a little sweet and low packet. And then the suicide bomber. The guy who's willing to not just kill himself. He'll kill his mother. He'll kill his whole family at a wedding. As long as, like, he thinks Allah will give him 72, like, Minecraft nerds to fuck when he goes to pedophile heaven. What the fuck he's looking for. It's weird. It almost reminds me, like, honestly, I think people kind of over-exaggerate what they actually want and what they actually mean. And they get lost in between the meaning of both. So what actually winds up happening is you wind up with, like, a suicide bomber who's trans, and then, like, a member of the Crips who's just like a gothic suicidal emo, like Little Peep in the Crips. If Little Peep had joined the Crips, he'd still be alive. He wouldn't have died in the back of that bus. I know you're looking back at me like I shouldn't be saying this, but I know that I'm right. I know that I'm right. Look, I have a pen, I have papers. I've been writing some facts down. Been writing some facts. The worst part about all this is that the diaper companies haven't combined with the binky companies and the like the bibs for babies, like when they're little and they puke all over themselves because they're disgusting little animals. That's all they do. They haven't combined with those guys and made body armor for baby, like Iron Man suits for a baby. Because in the next 5 years, that's what your baby's going to need to go to middle school. If you can't afford the Iron Man suit for toddlers, then your kid's going to get shot in the face. And honestly, I can't even be mad at that. And a lot of the reason why is because I really just don't like peasants. You have to buy an Iron Man suit for your children, or they'll get shot in the head. They're going to get in, like, the handicap swing because obviously they're retarded and fat. And they're going to be like, ooh, 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 I wish my dad was here. Ooh, ooh. And then some kid's going to come out with a gun and just, it's going to be some crazy, white kid with purple hair. He's like, I'm too scared to be trans. And he's going to kill everybody in the school. Talk to your kids more. That'll probably stop this. Or at least lessen it a little bit. Loosen up the clamps of masculinity on your daughter. I can't say that out loud. I tried to make that a joke. I couldn't do it. Hey, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. It was too much. It was too much. The holidays are coming up, and it's a scary thing to think about in a lot of ways because the holidays have changed. I remember the first time I actually had to go out and buy presents for people for Christmas, and that alone stressed me out so much that I just didn't do it again for years. I just didn't do it. It didn't mean I give a shit about Christmas. I love Christmas. I'm American. How could I not love Christmas? You look at me, you see my brown skin. Yeah, I'm not American. Call ICE then. Call ICE. You think ICE wants to deal with someone like me? You think those ICE detectives down at the detention center want to talk to a guy like me? I'll stop speaking English. I'll speak Prussian to them. Prussian. You think Latin's dead? Prussia's not even a real country anymore. At least Italy is. But tourism's dead in this country. And because tourism dies, the malls die as well. And the idea of going out Christmas shopping in person, back when I was coming up, I got like the little sprinkled end of the last of that, of being able to go out to like a mall, to a shopping outlet, or anything like that, and being excited about it, going into these places knowing like, oh, it's Christmas, like I want to surprise this person. I want them to be enthralled by the present that I got them. Not because like I bought them a Lamborghini full of like tigers or anything like that with a golden AK-47 in the back seat, but because the thought, the idea of it, because I knew this person and I knew what they liked, and I knew that no matter if I got them a box of dead flowers with like a bunch of live venomous spiders underneath and gave them that, they'd like that too, because they're like, oh my god, you thought of me, you want me dead. And I don't know, I think we need new ideas for tourism in this country. How about we go down to the Hard Rock Cafe in Las Vegas, we go to the 32nd floor where Stephen Paddock's suite was. Now, for those of you retards who don't know, he's the guy who shot up that country music Remember that country music concert he shot up? Like, this guy, just the jest of the joke, it's unhinged. Because, like, in my mind, the first thing I thought of was, like, he was in his dual rooms that he rented, and on the 32nd floor, the Hard Rock, and the first thing he thought of was like, they better not play "Proud to be an American and I wanna be more white." And Stephen Paddock was white as shit, but I feel like something triggered this motherfucker, and he just killed it. He killed everyone. He just shot everyone in the head. He didn't. I don't think he was aiming. He was spraying and praying. 32nd floor. Come on. I mean, he was doing like what we did to the Taliban for 20 years. Acting like these motherfuckers won or something. But my idea, actually, I'm sorry for digressing, is a new version of tourism where we have people rent out the 2 suites that Stephen Paddock used at the Hard Rock Cafe on the 32nd floor, back to back with all the weapons, and whatever clips that he left in there, you use that to fuck yourself with. We let you finger yourself with Stephen Paddock's unused ammunition clips. And if that doesn't work, we sell ghost tours. Hey, maybe Stephen Paddock will fuck you. And right before he comes, you hear gunfire and country music and people screaming in agony. You know, a lot of people are probably going to not like that I'm talking about Stephen Paddock right now. But Jesus Christ, go down that rabbit hole. Now that I'm awakening that shit again, go, because it's weird. It's weird. It's fucking weird. He had one sibling, and he went on Ellen DeGeneres. The only interview he took was Ellen DeGeneres, that little bald-headed bull dyke, who beats the shit out of her staff. She beats them up. That little bull dyke lesbian got canceled. She got canceled for a little bit, and then she came back, and she must have like let Harvey Weinstein put his egg penis in her butt or something, and she made up for it though. You know, she brought a basket of babies to give to Satan at the blood ritual, so where they get like their adrenochrome buckets, and everyone survived, including Ellen, which honestly is the most disappointing thing about this whole rant. This bitch is still on TV. People still want to watch her. They still want to watch her. This country's so big. It's one of the biggest in the world. We have plenty of options. What we can do to boost American tourism is we have ride-alongs, Rodney King ride-alongs, right? So like you talk to a police officer, and you're like, hey, I want to ride in your cruiser for the day, and then you ride with the cop all day. You watch them like beat up black guys or whatever, and then you go back to the station, and the moment you step foot out the car, every cop in the station runs outside and beats the fuck out of you with their nightsticks. And the guy who's on lunch break at the time films it. And he's like, yo, look what they're doing to that guy. And then the cop, the one who initiated the beating, he's like, well, but this guy signed up for it. So how mad can you really be? Gives a shit. Who gives a shit? Rodney King ride-alongs. It's part of a new America. It's beautiful, right? Are the people going to hear your voice on this pod? She's back there doing lobotomies on preborn, on like preebies. Yeah. She specifically likes working on babies who are underborn. She wants to stick a screwdriver in their ear. And that's why she's been so quiet, because she's been using both of her hands to smother the baby's cries as she puts a screwdriver into their neck or ear. At some point. This isn't a cigarette, this is keto. It's raspberry dust.
Would have been more believable if you said you were smoking bacon.
I'm smoking a bacon stick. What?
Yeah.
Hold on.
More believable.
Okay, alright. You think Stephen Paddock smoked these? Before he shot all those people at the concert?
He was smoking something.
No, I don't think he smoked. I don't think he's a smoker.
How do you know?
Video footage.
Of his whole life?
Of every time he was at that casino.
Of his whole life.
So he smoked out of camera view. You can smoke in those casinos.
Well, there's closet gays, there's closet smokers. I mean, to each his own.
What about both? That must be stressful.
No, you could definitely
a closet gay smoker?
No, there's definitely out there.
They just have cancer and AIDS?
No, they just fucking are gay and smokers.
I'm a gay smoker. That just sounds gay even saying that.
Well,
a gay smoker?
You said it.
That's like the name. That's like if like Queen, if Freddie Mercury didn't die from AIDS, that'd be their new name.
That'd be your new name.
The gay smokers?
Could be.
I can deal with that.
Alright. I'm not judging.
Yeah. Should we move on to trans sports?
Well, we could.
Why wouldn't we?
Well, I already brought up that point.
What point?
The whole slapping competition and...
Oh yeah, no, that was actually a great point. So, it normally doesn't bother me. It really doesn't. Like, if, like, you want to beat the fuck out of your wife, that's between you and your wife and, like, the court.
God.
And God. But, he didn't stop it. So, he didn't stop it. So, how much was he there?
He may have liked it.
You think God is into sadomasochism? He
could be.
The only way God can come is if he watches a Filipino woman get beat to death by their husbands.
Or 9/11.
Wow. Don't bring up my fetish. Let's leave that out.
But I
Let's leave that out for a second.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Let's leave that out. I look at trans sports the same way that most people should look at, like, Israel versus Palestine. Because it's a mismatch. It's a mismatch. That, like, if I decided tonight, and I'm not trying to disparage trans people in any way, I'm just asking questions that no one has ever given me a straight answer to, because they're not straight. They're trans. They're confused. I get that. But, sorry, jokes aside, I've never gotten a straight answer. Not one. Explain to me how it's more fair, right, for me to, like, just go wrestle some woman at a bus stop and be like, well, I'm a woman too, I'm the champion. Leave your thoughts in the comments. I would love to see, like, a trans woman becoming a man beat up a, like, top 50 fighter in a boxing match. Serena Williams claimed once that she could beat any man on the planet. She faced the 114th ranked man on the planet and lost 6 sets to 0. At her peak, when she was in her early 30s. And she never said she was a man, but, I mean, we have questions about that, too, because, Jesus Christ. They could make an entire fucking movie about her career, and they could make an entire series of Donkey Kong games based on the physique of her body, because it's scary. Her thighs look like they can, like crush pineapples. And there's nothing sexy about that at all. That's why she had to marry that fucking weirdo that she did. That chubby guy who looks like the little brother from American History X. What's his name? Edward Furlong? Yeah. She married that guy. Islam versus Israel, right? They already got smoked. They tried to bum rush Israel in 1971, and they got tossed back to their own countries. They had that stupid motto, from the river to the sea. We had a motto like that once. It's called the American Manifesto. We didn't actually fulfill it. We had to trade with the French and Indians and Spanish and blah, 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 Mexicans, whatever. Who's supposed to be successful at something that you weren't built to be successful at? Should I go arm wrestle my daughter right now? Should I wake her up and arm wrestle her and be like, well, I'm a woman too. Sick of having a cock. I don't think so either. One of the best ways to tell whether or not you're a man or a woman, open a jar. Open a jar. Open a jar. In the past week alone, I've had 4 different women ask me to open a jar. Or like a bucket of pickles at work or whatever. I work at a pickle farm. We farm pickles. For trans people. Specifically Koreans. I think the next step is Dennis Rodman should open a school for trans wizards. Because I feel like Dennis Rodman, of all people, he understands Kim Jong-un and Il. They were all boys. And I feel like they would all just be fantastic and amazing wizards at all. I love how the mic's just so far away from me the whole time. The whole time. Ooh. Alright. Just a mic check. We're entering a new phase of a new version of a civil war that no one asked for. No one wanted this. No one actually asked for it. No one wanted it. No one gave a shit. No one gave a shit. As time goes on, I actually give a shit less and less. Like, I would love to live in a world full of peace and prosperity and raise my children to just be normal fucking people who fit into society. But the fact of the matter is that you have Japanese guys out here buying used panties out of vending machines and sniffing them. You have Mexican guys out here bringing up rape cartels. You have American guys out here being 500 pounds and getting TV shows. You have African people, making viral videos and flexing about having water. When our toilet water is cleaner than the fucking water that they're showing in their videos. I don't have anything to throw off my desk tonight. But if I did, I probably would have already done it. I'm also a part of that American Civil War. I'm also a very happy camper. I'm not. If I was a camper, I would be Ted Bundy. I would probably kidnap him. I don't know about rape. Rape is... That's rough. That's rough. But, like, killing people, you see that? Things to do. It says kill. I'm pretty sure she wrote that, or my kid did. Someone wrote it. I'm pretty sure it wasn't me. And I'm pretty sure it wasn't the guy from The Shining. We have this weird new version of a civil war. We have this weird new version of a civil war that I really don't like. One side is just people who, like, steal their mother's Campbell's soup cans and show up at, like, the parking lots of fucking Whataburger, and they want to fight Nazis. And the Nazis are just like 40-year-old men who don't want their kids to cut their dicks off in third grade. But then, like, the other side are like, no, free the dicks. And they'll throw, like, the cans of the chicken noodle soup at people. And hit them. Probably hurt these people. I mean, a can of soup is rough. That's rough business right there. That is rough business. That's a toughie. That's a motherfucking toughie. We don't have, like, a disparaging society where we're looking at things through the scope of race or through the scope of personal opinion or feeling. We're having a war based on class. It's rich versus poor. It's bad versus good. And like, these people find a way to make one side bad or good, right? The conservatives say that the poor people are the bad ones. They're bad. That's why they're poor, right? Because they're bad. There's no such thing as, a system or a generational system that they were born into that was built against them and they couldn't escape. There's like, these people just disregard that. And on the other side, they're like, well, every billionaire should just be eaten alive. They should be cannibalized, like Night of the Living Dead. And it's like, all right, well, both sides are very unreasonable. How do you come to a compromise when you're that far apart? You don't. You just really don't. I would like to call the new American Civil War soup cans versus people who put raisins in their potato salad. The blue-haired, fat, trans people in wheelchairs versus the fat people who actually initially deserve to be in wheelchairs. Nothing wrong with that, right? Nothing wrong with that. You know, the biggest patriots in this country, the people who say they love, like, America and God and their own people and countrymen the most, are the ones who, like, will let people take a shit on their chest. They're all the guys with, like, shit fetishes and, like, they can't come unless, like, a parrot yells, 9/11 facts in the background. They need, like, an African gray parrot to yell 9/11 facts in order for them to come into some maid that they just met at a Great Wolf Lodge. The Civil War's coming, people. That's my point. And when it does come, the one thing you're going to need the most is family. Family matters for quite a bit of things. The main thing is you're never alone. Going through this world the way that it is and the way that it's always been is tough, even with a family. But alone, it's damn near impossible. No one's ever built an empire by themselves. You need somebody behind you. It's just hard for most people because statistics usually predicate that we don't always have the best people behind us. We actually spend the better part of our days trying to get the best people in our lives, and I quote, to comply with us or work with us or just even just fucking love and appreciate us. But we don't. You know what we do instead? We go to the little carnivals they set up at malls, and we try to fuck carnies. And sometimes we go to those little yellow Red Cross bins that they have. I'm pretty sure they used to put blood in those back in the day, right? People used to just, like, donate blood filled with heroin.
No, they were just worshiping Satan.
Oh, fuck. Well, I fucked up because I used to put blood in those. I used to put little bags of blood, like little 20 bags of blood. I always thought you weren't supposed to put, like, donate blood.
If you worship Satan.
I don't worship anyone. I was just trying to help, like, an African baby whose eyes were covered in flies. Satan? What? That's not my boy. Jeez. I've had a rough month. I don't need to specify as to why. I don't. What I will do, though, is I'll leave you with this. I fucking hate you all. I not only hope the Grinch steals your Christmas, I hope he steals your Thanksgiving, and I hope he rapes your grandmother. Dead or alive. And have a good night.